Well, I've been married for 23 years to my wonderful wife, Rachel. And we have four awesome kids. Our oldest, Josiah, is 16. And we have Levi, who's 15. And we have two daughters, Mika and Hannah, who are both 13. My wife and I used to drive by this church because Popham Beach is just around the corner. That's our favorite place to go as a family in the summertime. And we always said, wouldn't it be kind of cool if we got to pastor a church down in this area? And now we just pinch ourselves every day that we actually get to live here. But I began praying and looking, and then in 2015, Pastor Dave King came to me and he says, I know what you're going through. You're torn between two things, but there's a little church, a pastor's retiring that I know, and you would be a perfect fit for it. You need to send your resume. I said, okay. And God opened the door, and the church called us January 24th, 2016 to come be their next pastor. Family, dysfunctional, separated. And it's a unique thing about Phippsburg is there's 5 communities within the community. I mean, running water, there's still houses down here without running water in it, without bathrooms in the house. So it's not that it's backwards, it's taken a while to get down here into the fishing communities. There's a lot of problems, family problems, a lot of dysfunctional families down here, a lot of substance abuse because of the fishing lifestyle, a lot of mental health issues. A lot of the young people get married and leave the community. So it's definitely an aging community that doesn't like change. It's quickly becoming more of vacation. It is really more of a vacation home. In the summer, the population triples down here from about 2,000 to 6,000 people. I've never really experienced total rejection of listening. Very cordial to it, but a lot of people say, I don't need that. God wouldn't accept me anyway. There's kind of a callousness towards it, and I think part of that may come from the way or the appearance of what love was portrayed as judgmental rather than affirming and accepting of people versus, judging of people versus judging of sin. What are the projects that we need done? I mean, we've had a lot of building maintenance we've had to go through and get done, and where a lot of people aren't old enough to climb ladders or do those things. We got to reside the outside of the old church building, fix the steeple, which none of them can do, and it's cost effective for us not to hire someone, but teams coming in to help us is fantastic. Finding a way to connect and encourage the church members that God still wants to use them. God still has a plan for them. Coming up here and ministering together and building friendships. And those friendships have carried on to where they're communicating with one another. They're praying for one another. They're passing and sharing prayer and connection to help spur our congregation to be faithful witnesses as part of the overall body of Christ. And we're not just by ourselves. Somehow find a way to create new ways to invest in our community, reach our community. Whether that's going to a specific area in prayer, walking around, trying to think through ways to take the church people and connect to community events to get the people involved in the community more. So far, with the team experiences, they've come with a mindset of, what is it you want us to do? We're not here to boost it. What is it you need us to do? How do we love the people where you're at? If people come with an open mind that Mainers are not like other groups of people in the country. They're reserved. They're very reserved and take time to build relationships to open up to. Not saying within our church, but within our community. And just being open and converse with people when they gather up. Being frank and people want you to be honest. Around here it's black and white. Came with a purpose. This is our purpose. This is why we're here. And oh, okay, that's good. Instead of trying to coax them into things. Laborers in the field. Truthfully, it's the need for people, younger people that want to get involved in ministry. God provide and lead strong Christian believers to come be a part of this church that want.